I'm Professor Afia Thasi, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology. So today we will learn about the components of big data architecture. So before that, we will see what is big data, its characteristics, and the components, and explanation on the big data architecture. Okay. So first, let's see what is big data. So big data, it is a data that is either too large or too complex for traditional data processing methods to handle. Because in traditional database handling methods, data were only structured. Those data were in rows and columns. Only those type of data were processed by the traditional analytics method. But in big data, it has the capability to handle structured, semi-structured, quasi-structured model of data. Everything can be handled by big data. So let's see, why does big data matter? Actually, our data is valuable, but only if it can be protected, processed, and understood and acted upon. Those data can be used in a proper way. So, the goal of big data is to provide a real time information that can be used to improve the business of the persons. So, let's see the characteristics of big data. Actually, big data contains large amount of data when compared to traditional database models. It can process multiple data at a fraction of second. It has the capacity to handle 150 hexabytes per data per day before replication. So that's why many companies use big data concepts. They use business intelligence concept for their business ideas. And big data has five characteristics: volume, veracity, variety, value, velocity. When you go for volume, volume means big data has a capacity to handle huge amount of data. Then veracity means big data has the capacity to maintain the quality of the data without any interruption. When we think of variety, big data can handle different types of data like semi-structured data, quasi-structured data, and it can handle data like XML data, CSV files, images, text, videos, audios, all type of data can be handled. Value. When you think of the value of big data, big data can be useful in protecting the authentication of the data. Okay. So when you think of velocity, it has the power to process data in a higher speed. And so these are the characteristics of big data: volume, huge amount of data, and veracity, inconsistencies and uncertainty in data. Variety means different formats of data from various sources. Value means we can extract only the useful data. Velocity, high speed of accumulation of data can be done. And now we will think of the components of big data architecture. So this is the basic representation of a big data architecture. Data comes from different data sources, and those data will be stored, and it can undergo real-time message ingestion. We will see two types of processing in big data. One is batch processing and another is stream processing. So in batch and stream processing, there will be analytical data stored and analytics and reporting. At last, we will have orchestration. Okay. So big data can get its source of data from Facebook's, WhatsApp, online shopping, smartphones. That is, you can extract data from multiple sources. Those data can be audios, videos, XML files, CSV files. Anything can be used in big data. So when you go for data storage, so scalable amount of solutions can be handled by big data. So mainly we use Hadoop distributed file system, that is HDFS, for large scale data storage. And when you go for NoSQL databases like Cassandra and MongoDB, it can be used for flexible horizontal scale. And cloud storage services like Amazon S3 and Google Cloud Storage can be used for most cost effective solutions. And when you think of batch processing involves handling data in scheduled batches using frameworks like Hadoop MapReduce for distributed processing and Apache Spark for fast and in-memory data transformations. Then real-time message ingestion. Real-time message ingestion captures data immediately. And here we use platforms like Apache Kafka, Amazon Kinesis, and Google PubSub 8 in distributed event streaming and real-time data ingestions. And next step is stream processing. When you think of stream processing, it is enabled for real-time analytics And here we use frameworks like Apache Flink